Hi you guys, so I wanted to just start out the video showing you the eye look that we are creating today, the full face of makeup we're creating today, and I wanted to show it, you know, in front of my window with the sunlight coming in so you can really see how this eye look looks. Sometimes it looks a little different in the studio lighting, and the makeup on my face, how that looks. So if you'd like to see how I created this look today, stay tuned because it's coming up next. Guys, welcome back, or welcome if you are new. Okay, so I'm sitting here in the lab. I don't know what I want to do today, not sure at all, but I know that I do want to do a full face. Yeah, so I wanted to start out this video because I know in my Shop My Stash I was talking about, you know, my palette roundup and the palettes I used, and I did do a whole video using this Shrek palette, and like I said in that video, there was no sound. Okay. There was no sound. Microphone check, it was off, honey. So I was trying to decide, do I want to do a voiceover for that, or do I want to just redo the whole video and all that stuff? And it's a no. It's a no for your girl. This palette was not that enjoyable for me to want to use it again. So my apologies, but yeah, I'm not gonna do it. I mean, this is definitely not ColourPop's best formula, in my opinion. It works just fine, right? It works fine. It's not like anything horrible about it. It's a really cute green, like mossy type, sagey type palette. Really cute color story. It has this one, you know, really pretty brown in here with these other greens and stuff. Yeah, but it's not their best formula. So it wasn't as pleasurable of an experience to make me want to do it again. It just wasn't. So glad I have it because it is a really cute palette. I'll insert the look that I did with this palette. I did something kind of neutral, but I put the little glitter on the lid. They have like a really pretty glitter shade in here. This one down here, I put that on my lid and it looked really, really cute. And to add the green, you know, aspect of this palette, I just popped this and this in the inner corner. So I used a few shades, quite a few shades out of here to create the look. I used this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. So I would just say, you know, if you like this color story, it's a decent color story. Very, you know, beginner, user friendly and everything. Pigmentation is not like crazy wild, but for me, I didn't like enough to use it again. So that video is getting scrapped, unfortunately. So let's move on to today's video. I already did all of my hydration on my face, all of my skincare. Skin is feeling really good and hydrated. I did my brows too. So I'm gonna go ahead and just jump in with this Fenty Beauty primer. I did use this in a video that is not going to be seen. So this is not my first time using it. I actually really like how it felt on my skin when I used it. So I have the hydrating one. So that's what this one looks like. And it felt really good. It gave my skin a nice, like, plump, hydrated feel, right? And it was interesting because it had a slight tack to it. Not anything crazy, not like the gripping primers and stuff, but you know, I noticed it did have a little bit of tack to it after I applied it and let it sit for a minute. So yeah, so far I like it. Definitely like how my foundation applied on top of it. I didn't have any like rolling or, you know, any, you know, when it like peels, make your foundation peel and stuff. So felt really nice. So far, still trying it out, but so far I like it. Take these earrings off because they're definitely going to get in my way. Okay, so yeah, so far I really like it. So now I'm going to do a little bit of color correcting. I'm going to go in with my Kosas concealer in the shade Alchemy and just hit up these hyperpigmentation areas and a little bit of concealing under my eyes. And you guys, I have the Tati brushes. So if you watched my little vanity chat, you know, where I open these up and everything, then you already know I kind of like organize my brushes by how I use them. So I mixed all 3 sets up. So these are all like the smaller brushes. These are what I would consider like my mid-sized brushes. And then these are like the larger brushes. So I think I am going to incorporate some of those in today's video. I don't know how, you know, specific I'll get with it, because I'm really not that specific with my brushes. I just grab whatever works at the time. But yeah, so I'll probably try and grab some of those just to try them out today. I don't know if I'm gonna use that foundation brush though. I might need a little practice with that, okay? But let's see, what can I use? Now this brush here, which is the EX4, I would use typically this type of brush to blend this in, but I think I'm gonna save this one for my regular concealer. So I'm gonna use one of my other brushes, maybe a Morphe brush or something, to do that now. Or maybe, yeah, I'm gonna use one of my Morphe brushes. So I'm gonna use this Morphe brush because it's pretty close, you know, the shape of it and design of it. It's not the exact same, it's a little smaller, but you know, it's what I like to use. So and I'm having such a really chill morning that I'm probably, you know, going to try my best not to really stress too much over my hyperpigmentation in my dark circles, because y'all know those are the things that really stress me out, is my hyperpigmentation and my dark circles, child. So I'm gonna try not to let them stress me out if I don't get full coverage today. But I am going to be using the Patrick Ta foundation, so I know that has pretty good coverage and it's like super glowy, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly. Super glowy. With this stuff, it's like you really can use such a small amount because it really spreads out a lot. I've definitely made the mistake of just like swiping a whole bunch on my face, and it's like, Lord, that is not the look that I was going for, okay? So now I try to just use a little bit. It's a thin line between using just a little bit and like trying not to make it all blend away. So okay, so now I'm gonna go in with the Patrick Ta foundation. Do I want to try out this new Tati brush? This is the Details by Tati. So it has, you know, the flat end, and then it also has the buffing end. So you're supposed to use this end to apply the foundation. Okay, we're gonna try it. And it's kind of tricky because I'm gonna put one pump of the foundation on my little palette here. But it's kind of tricky because I usually will spray my brush to get it a little damp before I apply my foundation. So I don't know how I'm going to like this just going straight in, but I'm going to get a little bit of this on the brush. Yeah, this is very different because I usually don't paint my foundation on, you know. I usually pounce it or with a sponge, and especially having like color corrector, I don't want to disturb that too much. So I don't know how I'm gonna like this brush, but I'm gonna give it a chance. You know, everything is not for everybody. So just because Tati likes it doesn't mean, or loves it doesn't mean I'ma love it, right? Because I definitely feel like I'm just painting foundation on my face right now. And I don't feel like I'm really, you know, now that I'm in a more lighter coverage era of my life when it comes to foundation, I feel like This just feels awkward. But I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try both sides. I just feel like I kind of would like a more softer situation. Put just a teeny tiny bit more, because honestly, I really just need to put a little bit on my forehead. I don't know. You guys let me know. What do you think about this foundation brush? Because this is really the only one in the whole release or launch that I was kind of skeptical about, but wanted to try. You know what I mean? I know there are other like flat foundation brushes that people have used in the past to apply their foundation, you know, where they like to just, you know, put it on that flat brush and paint it on their face. But this brush is different because it's so freaking thin that it's not the most comfortable application, you know. So far it's a no for me so far. But I still have this side to use, just to kind of, she said to use that side to buff it in. So I'm going to clean this off some. And I'm gonna add just a little bit more, even though I feel like I have enough on my face. I'm gonna add just a little bit more, and I am going to spray this side of the brush because I'm just not into the dry brushes for my foundation. And I'm going to just buff some of this foundation into this side of the brush. Now this side I can get with, because this, you know, I'm more familiar with pouncing. And this Patrick Ta foundation is so freaking glowy. So glowy. I love it. So far I feel like, you know, it applied the foundation. It's not my favorite application, just right off top. I know that I'm not in love with it at all. Definitely feel like with all of that movement that I did disturb my color corrector a little bit. So just gonna tap a little bit more foundation in that area with my finger. Okay, so yeah, first impression on the brush. I mean, this side I like. This side I can do. This side, that's not my vibe. So that's that on that. Let's move on to concealer. I'm using my Makeup Forever HD Skin concealer today. What shade do I have? This is the shade. Hopefully you can read that, and hopefully it's not upside down. So let's go ahead and apply some of this. And this is the one which is really cool if you like this type of thing. It has like a little brush on the cap, you know, so if you take this on the go or whatever, you can use the brush to blend your concealer out. And then, you know, it opens up like this with a regular doe foot. And I'm just gonna apply not too much, really just trying to make sure I cover the little dark caves in my under my eyes. Okay, so now I am going to go in with that Tati brush that I talked about earlier, spray it a little bit. Yeah, I like this brush. It's not too dense. It's like just dense enough to really, you know, pounce that concealer in, but it's not too dense to where it hurts. You know, it has a little bit of softness to it to keep it from being painful. And I like the size of it. It's a nice size as well. I love these shapes of brushes, you know, this shape here. And I'm going to go in after I blend this out and just kind of make sure that it's a nice transition from my concealer to my foundation. If you don't really like using brushes that are this big for your foundation, you might not like it. I like the density of it. It's really nice and firm though. So just taking what was left on that brush. I didn't add any extra foundation. I just took what was left on there so I could blend the edges of that concealer out. My light is so bright. I wonder if I should turn it down. I really like a brighter, you know, light, just because first of all, I need to be able to see what I'm doing. Second of all, I feel like when it's too dark, it's just, it doesn't really show what I'm doing that well. So yeah, I feel like it's a really nice brightening concealer for sure. The coverage is great. I really like it. I like the Makeup Forever concealer. Okay, now in my last video that you guys didn't see, I did try out this LYS bronzer stick, and this one is in a lighter shade that I think is Courage, if I'm not mistaken. This writing is so small, honey. You guys wouldn't even be able to see it if I magnified it. It's so small. Yeah, this one is in the shade Courage, and I felt like it was a little too light for me, honestly. I felt like it didn't go deep enough. You know, it looks like it. I mean, I was able to see it some. I'm gonna try it again today, but if I feel like it's not really doing the trick, I'm gonna add something else, you know. But it looks like, you know, it's gonna work really nice, but child, when I used it before, I was like, where's the bronzer? I mean, this formula from LYS though is so creamy. Oh my gosh. It's so creamy. But you see, it's like, you can see it, but it's not like that real whoop-de-whoop bronzer. So I'll go ahead and use it today since, you know, I'm putting it on and I don't want to put on too much more makeup than I need to. I'll go ahead and use it today, but I don't know. I feel like I'm going to need to just use a darker one in the future, you know. So it's like you can see it, but it's just like, child, barely. And so to blend that out, I'm going to go in with the Tati SP3. So this is from the specialty line. So I'm going to use this. It's kind of like, you know, a little bit triangle shaped, but you know, I'm going to use this to blend this cream bronzer. It's a nice brush. It feels nice, and I like the size of it. It's like it's not too big and it's not too small. It's like the perfect size. I mean, I guess I can definitely see the bronzer. I can see it. Maybe it's just because I'm used to something a little bit more aggressive, but yeah, I can see it now. This LYS bronzer is such a nice creamy formula. Oh my gosh, I love it. Okay, so yeah, I definitely feel like I could see it today. Maybe it's, you know, the foundation. And sometimes different foundation shades will be lighter, be darker, so you can see different things better. So yeah, I definitely can see the bronzer today. Okay, so I got these new YSL blushes. I got the liquid and I also got the powder. I don't know if I'm gonna need to use both today because this is a very, very vibrant shade. This is the Chili Crush, but I'm gonna go in with just a little bit. Let's see what, I guess I will use this brush here for the liquid. And as you guys can see, I use brushes for whatever I want to use them for. So whatever she said they for is not necessarily what I'm gonna use them for. I go by shape and feel and all that stuff. So this is the EX2 from the Tati line. So I'm gonna use this with the liquid YSL Chili Crush. Ooh, child. I feel like, let me get my palette, okay? My palette is a little messy, but that's okay. I'm gonna just put a little bit on there because I just want to see, right? I just want to see. Let me wet my brush. I don't know why I don't like using brushes dry unless I'm using powder. Like if I'm doing creams and liquids and stuff, I like my brush to be a little bit damp. So I don't know, maybe it's just a me thing. So it might not be too crazy, you know, but I'm not trying to do all of that. So because it's not really, it looks super vibrant and everything, but I feel like thinning it out, you know, on my brush is going to help me to not end up in a bad situation with this blush, right? Oh, it's a pretty color though. I like that. Very pretty. Okay. Looks like I can do just a little bit more without it getting too crazy. So this is one where it seems like I can just apply it to my face. It's blending out nicely. It's not like it's getting stuck in one place, you know? Okay. So let me blend my concealer and stuff. I always keep my cream brushes handy on my desk so that as I'm doing my makeup, I can just kind of maneuver back and forth between all three of them. Okay, so that's pretty. I don't feel like I need to do too much because I am going to use the powder as well later on. Okay, and so for a little underglow, I'm going to use my Sephora Golden Hour. This is their liquid illuminator. And I'm just going to put a little bit on my palette. It's kind of runny, so, and I just want a little. I don't want too much because I'm already glowy. So I'm just tapping a little bit in those high points. Honestly, with this foundation, I probably don't need it. But who doesn't like a little extra glow, right? And it's still gonna definitely show underneath the powder. Okay, that's enough. You see, just a little bit, not too much. I'm really glowy on this side. But I feel like the light is showing more on this side, so. Okay, so for powder today, I'm going to be using my Kosas. This is the Cloud Set Translucent Candy. So it is a pink loose setting powder. And I'm going to just kind of use my concealer brush to just kind of make sure I don't have too much creasing under my eyes. Now that that concealer has just kind of been sitting there. Just blend that out a little bit. And I'm going to use this Tati EX3. Didn't I already say EX3? I think I said SP3. But the EX3. So this is one of the extended line brushes. Just to apply the powder under my eyes today. And I'm just going in lightly. Normally, if I wasn't using these brushes, I would be using, you know, my puff. So I haven't used a brush to put powder under my eyes in a very long time. So, you know, let's see how this goes. I really prefer to use a puff. But I used to use a brush to put powder under my eyes all the time. So it's not something foreign to me. I just prefer a puff at this point, at this stage in life. But I do want to try all her brushes. Because it's like with a puff, I like to really pounce that powder in. And I might still do that after using the brush. I like the shape of this brush, you know. It's like a semi point to it. Okay, so I like this brush. Very, very nice. And I'm not even going to go in with my puff you know, to really pounce it in. I'm just going to be happy with the brush application because it's not bad. Now to set the rest of my face, I'm going to go in with my Gucci powder. This one is the Matte Natural in the shade 12. So this is what that looks like. And I'm going to go in with the ES1. So this is just the Essentials powder brush. Does anybody else's nose start running as soon as they start using powders? As soon as I start putting my powder on, my nose starts running. It's like perfect timing, nose, perfect timing. Like I really want to blow my nose right after I just put all this makeup around it. I really like this Gucci powder. Not suggesting you buy it because it's very expensive, but it is very, very nice. Okay. It's very, very nice. Okay, so now let's move on to a little bit of powder bronzer. I'm going in with my Dior bronzer, and this one is the Dior Forever Matte Bronze in, is it 40 Deep Matte? Beautiful, beautiful bronzer, okay? And we have this brush from the Tati set, the EX1. So I'm going to use this one for the powder bronzer. And I did buy all 3 sets of her brushes because I wanted to try them all. I think each set is like $133 and you get like 7 brushes in each set. And like I said, I showed all of them, showed myself opening them. In my last vanity chat. So if you're curious and want a little bit more information about the brushes, you can check out that vanity chat video because I went through unboxing and opening and kind of showing them up close a bit more in that video. I usually use just like a smaller fluffy type brush to apply my powder bronzer, you know, because I don't necessarily need anything like this. I don't think this shape is nice to get around, you know, because like from my eyebrow to my hairline is basically non-existent. So, you know, it's kind of nice to have a smaller or thinner type brush to get in between there, because Lord knows I'll be having all kind of makeup in my hair when I'm done. But I like this brush. Feels nice. It's nice and firm yet soft. You know, if you like use a lot of brushes and stuff, you probably understand what I mean by that, because you're like firm and soft. Yeah, it's firm enough to pack that powder into your skin, but it's still soft enough for it to not hurt. You know, and for you to have some maneuverability with your application. And I love this bronzer as well. This Dior, it is very, very nice. So as you can see with that blush, it really muted, dimmed down. You can even barely even see it. So you can definitely go in with way more than I did. I just wasn't in the mood to look like a tomato today. So yeah, but I love this bronzer. Now it's time to go in with the powder, Chili Crush from YSL. And this is what she looks like. Very, very pretty. I love their packaging. Look at that. I will use this small brush. This is the ES3. So the ES3 from the Essentials set, I'm going to use for the powder blush. Now, child, let me chill out. Let me chill out. Because I don't even know what type of eye look I'm doing yet. So let me chill out. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, that's pretty. Okay. 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 Yeah, that's pretty. I felt like it would look nice, you know, on my skin tone, but I wasn't really sure. Oh, I like that a lot. And it's blending nicely. You know, it doesn't feel like it's just poof, you know, sitting on my cheeks. I feel like it's blending really nicely. And I need to chill out because this is one where I feel like I definitely can add too much very easily. So yeah, definitely be careful with this because it can get out of hand. Okay, so now I'm going to take my powder brush and just gently go over that and just kind of make sure it's nice and blended, right? And with a color like this, it's like, I don't know how blended you can get it, but I'm gonna need it to blend. Now to add a little bit more highlight on my cheeks, you can see that glow showing through just a little bit, but I want to go in with my Golden Soleil Baked Bronzer. I don't know where I got this from, but this is in the shade Cancun Golden Tan 103, and I've had this forever, but I really like using this just to add a little bit of glow, you know, to the high points of my cheeks. And I'm going in with another Tati brush. This is the SP4. So this is one in my video where I was like, it's looking a little scraggly. I said, this looked like something that the cat drug in. So I'm like, well, what am I supposed to do with this? But, you know, it is in fact a highlighting brush. So we're going to try this little scraggly thing with this powder and see how we like. So I'm just going to pick up, you know, and I usually just tap it here and just see. Oh, okay, yeah, I can see it. I was like, where is it? Yeah, I can see it. It's really pretty. I like it because it's subtle, but it's definitely buildable, and it just has a nice glow, you know, because it's supposed to be a bronzer. It just has a real skin-like glow aspect to it. It's not like a streak of highlight. I mean, I guess it could be if you put too much, like I'm probably about to do, but I like this highlighter brush. It's nice. It's like, it's a little bit fluffier, a little bit fuller than the ones I normally use. But yeah, it's a little fluffier than ones that I normally use, but I like it. I like having a little bit more, you know, of a brush to play with, a little bit larger size to play with. I like it. Oh, this is from J-Cat. It's really small. I couldn't really see it earlier, but this is a J-Cat Golden Soleil Baked Bronzer. Y'all, I am burning up. I feel like I'm about to combust in this mug, okay? So, un momento, please. Un momento, por favor. Okay, guys, so to set my face today, I'm going in with the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray Matte Blur. So this is the new matte blur one, and shake it up. Whew. And it has a really nice mister on here. Nicely coated. Okay, so this is what my skin looks like once it's dry. So as you can see, my face doesn't look super matte because I feel like that Patrick Ta foundation is super glowy. I do a lot of highlighting under my powder, on top of my powder and everything. So for me, you're going to see a lot of glowiness even using this matte setting spray, but it feels really good. It really does. It feels really good. So go ahead and let that set. Now, while I try to figure out what I'm going to do with my eyes, I am going to put on some of this Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Pillow Talk Big Lip Plumping Plumpgasm lip gloss or whatever. This stuff, it don't do nothing to my lips, honey. Don't nothing plump these little shriveled up lips. But that's okay. The gloss is still nice. And who knows? Maybe it'll help with a little bit of plumping while I do my eye look. Whew. I feel that tingle already, child. Yes. Very tingly. I don't mind it though. I like a little tingle on my lips. Okay, you guys. So for my eyes, I'm not really sure what I want to do because it's like I want to do something simple, but I kind of want to do something a little dramatic, a little bold. Since the two Natasha Denona palettes have really had me in a headlock, the Eye Sculpt, especially the dramatic one, and it has like that really deep dark shimmer that has like the like blue and purpley like shimmer in it, is so pretty. And I'm just like, okay, how can I just scratch that itch right quick? But for the neutral part, I did pull my coffee shop palette from Juvia's Place. So I did pull this palette to pull like some neutral shades out of here. I also pulled my Natasha Denona Biba, just in case I wanted to use anything out of here. And I don't think I need both of them, just keeping it a buck. I think I'm probably just going to use the Juvia's Coffee Shop right now. And then for that really pretty like deep dark smoky blue look with the shimmer, I'm thinking I'm going to use my Blend Bunny Beauty Below palette, because this has some really gorgeous shimmers in here. And I feel like I can put a little bit of this navy blue with this on top to kind of give me that same feel as the shade from the Natasha Denona Dramatic palette. Or I pulled my Cosmic Wanderer from Terra Moon Cosmetics. This palette has this shade in here as well, which is really pretty. I'll do a little swatchy swatch. Look at that, you guys. Look how pretty that is. And this one leans very purple, but I feel like if I was to use that on top of like this navy blue matte, oh, look at that. Oh my goodness. And then the shimmer out of this Blend Bunny palette, I feel like this one is more like, you know, what would be on top of that Natasha Denona super deep dark shade, not sure. And then I also pulled one of my ColourPop Super Shock shadows. This one is in the shade Frisky. So let me just open this one up, because this one has that really like deep dark kind of cosmos type look to it. And I actually put this one on my pinky. I've had this for quite a while, I believe. So, you know, that one has more of like a shiny gray pull to it. So I don't know what direction I'm gonna go with this eye look, but I'm about to just do it and y'all see it. Hopefully it doesn't look a mess, okay? Because I don't typically do like neutrals and then turn them into dramatic smoky. I usually just go in dramatic smoky. So let's just go ahead and start out with some neutrals. So of course I'm going to start off with some of my Morphe eyeshadow primer on my lid. Okay, you guys, so I went ahead and did my mascara and lashes and everything. So this is what we have. I must say, I do really love this blue smokiness. I feel like this is what I would be going for with that dramatic palette from Natasha Denona. You know, starting out with the neutrals and everything in the crease and in the outer corner, and then popping that really smoky deep dark blue type shadow, you know, on my lids. So I like how it came out. But baby, let me tell you something. This Beauty Below palette by Blend Bunny, the shimmer is gorgeous, as you can see. But baby, I have many sparkle particles all over my face. I don't know if you guys can see them, maybe not, but I have pretty little sparkly sparkles all over my face, and I sprayed my brush too, so there's plenty of fallout with that shimmer, but I don't mind. So yeah, let's talk about these Tati eyeshadow brushes. I love these. I love these. When I tell you, creating this eye look was mad simple and easy. And even the little scraggly one, this one that I was talking mess about, yo, I love this brush. It literally picks up so much eyeshadow. It makes it so easy. It picks up a lot of products. So just know, if you go in and pick up your shadow with it, it's going to be a lot. But baby, the way it blended in my crease and in my outer corner, I love it. So I have to say, I'm pretty impressed. Okay, I'm pretty impressed. You know, to have some different types of eyeshadow brushes is pretty cool. So the rest of them are pretty basic, pretty standard, as you can see. And I did use them, and you know, they worked out really well. But yeah, I'll have to say, very impressed. Okay, very impressed. So yeah, very nice. Do you need them? No, but for someone like me that uses a lot of brushes, and when I say a lot of brushes, let me show you the brushes I have just in front of me for selection today. Okay, this is my little brush turnabout that I select brushes from to use whenever I sit down to do my makeup. So honey, it takes a lot to impress me, okay? I like those brushes. So anywho, this is the eye look. So let's go ahead and move on to the lips. Oh, and also this Tower 28 mascara is cool. I actually like, I mean, it's okay. You know, the formula of it is okay. I like the applicator mostly because I feel like this applicator is nice for your lower lashes. You know, it gets in there easy. It doesn't get all over your face. So as far as the applicator goes, I really like this one. But as far as the formula goes, I prefer the Cali Ray. Now the Cali Ray has a more, you know, fluffy, kind of like, you know, your basic standard eyeshadow applicator brush. So I do like that. It's not too fluffy, not too small. It's kind of a really nice size as well. But I definitely prefer the formula of the Cali Ray over the Tower 28. So it's just my 2 cents on that. Okay, so let's move on to these lips. Like I said, honey, y'all saw me put that plumper on my lips. Y'all see any plumping? No. But they feel good, okay? So I think I'm just going to go in with one of my e.l.f. What is this? The Glow Revive Lip Oil. This one has a glimmer finish. And I can't read that, child. But this is what it looks like. Really pretty. And then I'm going to go in with one of my big lip liners. Which one is this? This one is 05 Grapes. But it doesn't really look purple to me, I don't think. It looks more like a really deep dark. Well, I guess it kind of looks purple, but it really looks like more of that like molasses deep dark brown that I'm used to, right? So I got these off of Amazon, and I'm just going to line my lips with do I want to yeah, I'm gonna try to go light, not too much, because my eye is pretty dramatic. So I'm gonna line my lips with this, put some of this gloss on, and we'll be done. So this is the final look for today, you guys. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me to create a beginning out neutral and ending out smoky type vibe on these eyes. All of the products I used on my face, I absolutely love today. There's nothing that I used where I was just like, don't really like it. So I used all products that I loved. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Do you have these products? Are you interested in trying them out? I'm really glad that the blush didn't take over my face because I was a little bit afraid to use it, but it's a beautiful shade of blush and you can kind of gauge it to your liking. So I have this fan going on, honey. I got my Beyonce going on right now because I'm hot. But yeah, that's it, you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I will see you on my next video. Toodles!